I normally start with my bowl and putting the meat in the bowl. I use the biggest bowl I have. This is good for one batch. I normally use a meat out of a meat roll. This is about $6 for a roll like that. I get it from Bravo. And this whole thing should take me about 15 minutes to get this mixed up and in the oven. You can also feed this just like it is as a meal. It's very healthy as well. This roll you can get either just the meat, or you can also get it with vegetables ground in as well. Alright, part of this is pureeing a couple of vegetables. This little thing I got for Christmas one year works fine. And I normally use broccoli and sweet potato. You can also use green beans and pumpkin. And you need 1 cup of each. I've gotten pretty good at approximating, so I'll probably just do that now. But anyway, it's 1 cup of each, and it's right off the instructions on the bag. I normally use organic vegetables, so I don't worry about washing them. So you can see I'm multitasking because I've done this so much I remember what needs to be done. This is probably about, I don't know, 3/4 of a cup, so I throw a little bit more in. I like to use some of the stem part, mix it in. It's really whatever you want. I like to use a big spoon, and broccoli's getting a little stuck, so I'm going to clear out some of this in here. So while I was doing that, I chopped up the sweet potatoes. I'll start putting them in here. No big deal having a few chunks in here. That's one noisy part. The other noisy part's when you mix. Alright, so I have meat in here. By the way, the meat I used, I think that's beef. Yeah. Premium beef formula. I use lamb sometimes, turkey. That's most of it. Beef, lamb, turkey. You can use salmon. You can really use any kind of ground meat. Alright, 2 eggs. And here I put 1/2 cup of safflower oil, and then I did a little over 1.5 cups of water. This is sea kelp. I get this from the same place that I get the food mix. It's Essex Cottage Farms. And as I understand, there are other food mixes. I just haven't tried them myself yet. Probably will someday. This is cod liver oil, and the recipe calls for soft fish oil gels, and I just got in the habit of using cod liver oil instead, so I use about 2.5 tablespoons, which again I just approximate. And now all I need to do is put the mix in. This is again how it comes, but I actually pour it into a container to make it a little easier for myself. I keep it in the garage just to keep it out of the way of the kitchen. So it's 5 cups. about between 2.5 and 3. That's about 2.5. So leave a little left over. It should be good. Alrighty, now I just mix it. I use a hand blender because it's all I have. I've been doing this for at least 5 years. I do this about once a week. Pretty mellow. I'm great at making a bit of a mess on the counter, but no big deal. So a mixture would probably be easier, but like I said, it's not that big of a deal. I usually save these for 1 per dog. You can hear them coming. Probably go into their crates, right? Go in your crate. And these are just square pans, 8 by 8, and this is why I call them brownies, because this is exactly how I used to make brownies. I guess I still do on occasion. So you mix stuff in a bowl, stick them in these square pans, bake them for a little while, and it's as easy as that. So around here we call them brownies. And then you bake them for 45 minutes, and then I'll show you what they look like when they come out of the oven. And that's about it. They love this food. We usually use it for breakfast, although it's a very easy meal to serve anytime. They pack up easy. You can wrap them individually. So when we travel, we usually use these. In the oven they go. Two happy dogs. All right, they're out of the oven and they've been cooling for about a half an hour. I'll just show you how I cut them. First of all, this is how it looks out of the oven. And I have a dog that's 75 pounds and another dog that's 45 pounds. So I basically take the square and I first cut it into 3 parts. And then since one dog's bigger than the other, I do about 1/4 to 1/3 for one dog and then the rest for the other. So this part of it just totally depends on how many dogs you have and how big each one is. You'll figure it out. But just to show you, this is how much I would give to my 45-pound dog for one meal. Looks like a brownie, right? And you can wrap this up in, like I use leftover containers from restaurants that last several uses. Or you can wrap it in plastic wrap or whatever. I also just keep these trays in the refrigerator during the week and we serve these up for breakfast usually. But when we travel, we usually wrap them one way or the other. So the dogs love them and never tire of this stuff.